1. Okay, so we're here with Charlie Mills ahead of the weekend's game at home to Wormley. Before we talk about that game, we're just going to recap the opening game of the season. A fantastic 6-1 win away to Hertford, puts you top of the league, but also gives you 6 wins in a row based off the 5 games you won in a row at the end of last season. Before we talk about the game itself, milestone for yourself, congratulations, 50 appearances. How does it feel to reach that milestone for the club?
Really good. It feels more than 50 games, but less than 50 games. Probably because of the friendlies we've had a lot of the pre-season, but it's a good accomplishment, I think, to have. One of the first to do it is very nice as well.
So, and obviously, talking about the game itself, obviously a 6-1 win against a strong Romford side. Obviously, how did that feel just to get out there? And obviously, once you saw those goals coming and they started flowing, it must have been a huge relief to the hard work you put in pre-season.
Definitely. I think first half we were a little bit shaky, but we normally are. And then the second half, like, we knew what they were about, and we knew just play our way, and the goals soon came in. And for the first game of the season, considering how halfway of last season went, like, is a really big confidence boost, and is really reassuring for the new squad we've got as well.
Obviously, looking ahead now to the weekend against Wormley, it's a team that seems to be following you around everywhere. All right, so you've got promoted together. You've now had that little rivalry, that little sort of friendly rivalry against them. Obviously, go through the seasons. What are your thoughts going into that game? What's the expectation that you know what you're expecting from the team you play? But obviously, you want to keep that momentum going. So obviously, in your mind for that preparation, I mean, what's going through your mind for the weekends?
It should be a good game. Wormley always, do give us a really good game, as harsh as annoying as it is. But I think we've got a lot of new players that they may not have come across yet, and so especially seeing as we've never beaten them at home, it should be a good one. Lots of prep coming up for it, and hopefully we get the 3 points.
Obviously, without adding pressure to anything that you girls have done sort of over the past couple of seasons, ending with 5 wins also obviously on the bounce at the end of last season, obviously kicking it off in such style at the start of this. What are the expectations, the ambitions for yourself as a player, but obviously for the club as a whole? What's the ambitions for the season?
Promotion, ideally, and just continue this winning streak, not drop off halfway through like we did last season after being knocked out of the FA Cup. Keep the momentum going and stick together, don't let anything sort of cause us to fall apart, and keep going.
Just to touch on a little bit on recruitment, obviously the recruitment, especially over the summer for you lot, has been superb. How does that feel in terms of having competition for places, but then what sort of thing does that add to those players that aren't necessarily getting the minutes, but then sort of busting themselves to get on that pitch? I mean, what sort of message do you have in that sense as to that competition for places?
It definitely shows that we've now got a much stronger bench than last season. Everyone is sort of like, you never know what the starting level is going to be this year now. You never know who the bench is going to be this year. And the competition is really high, pretty much for almost every single position, including goalie now. So training is now going to be that much better. Everyone's got to put in that little more, and just to prove themselves and to prove to everybody else in the team as well that they deserve their place in the squad and to start.
Perfect. Well, best of luck for the weekend. And obviously we'll catch up again, hopefully another 50 appearances. Cheers. Good luck.